Hey, I'm Deb, the new host of Watcha Cookin, and we have all kinds of amazing Caribbean recipes for you this season. We're going to Puerto Rico and Jamaica and Hispaniola, all over the place to bring you great, fresh-tasting dishes. Now today I'm here at the East Atlanta Village Farmers Market, and we are looking for inspiration. We're looking for fresh green peppers, garlic, anything else we can find that's going to go in our curries, all of our delicious dishes. So, are you going to come with me? All right, come on. When shopping for produce, go beyond your supermarket. You can find amazing items at your local farmers market, which is going to give you a lot of great flavor, in-season items, and plus you get to support local. It's not every day you see ghosts and goblins at your local farmers market, but I've got everything I need, so I am out of here. I just love bread pudding. So today, the first thing I'll show you how to make is my amazing rum raisin bread pudding. Well, I'm back from the farmer's market and we're here in the kitchen with all my ingredients for the amazing rum raisin bread pudding. So let's get started. The first thing we're gonna do is start by preheating our oven to 350 degrees. And then you gotta come back and start cutting the crusts off your bread. So we're gonna just start with that here. Now before I actually do that, we're going to prepare the rum raisin, beautiful part of this dish. So you just take about a half cup raisins and drop those in a little bit of dark rum. Just give that a little stir. Make sure they're all getting underneath the rum so it gets nice and plump and juicy in there. Full of flavor for our bread pudding. All right, now we're gonna start with our bread, cutting off the crusts. Now you wanna start with preferably a little bit of a stale bread because that's going to absorb the liquids just a little bit better for our bread pudding. Now, I love bread pudding, and this is where I get my Jamaican sweet tooth from. My dad has never met a bread pudding he didn't like, or a spice bun, or any similar type of ingredient like that, because he just loves those Jamaican dishes, and I do too. So I've been making this for my family for quite some time. Now, we got some crusts here. Now I'm just gonna pop these into my bowl. Make sure to get all those crusts off. Now for this, I'm using just a plain white bread. You can use whichever is your favorite. Sometimes you can use the whole wheat bread, you could use a little brioche bread, but I think the classic Jamaican style is to do typical white bread. And it's a little better if it's a bit stale. And you're gonna use about the whole bread. Okay, let's just get a couple more of those crusts off. So now I'm just gonna grab my mini food processor to get these into a nice fine breadcrumb. So I'll just bring that over there. Now, a mini food processor is a great tool to have because you can do all kinds of things with it, from breadcrumbs to pestos. It's perfect for this little trick here. Today we only need about 3 tablespoons, so we'll save the rest for later. Pop that on the top. And I'm just gonna give it a light chop. Perfect. Okay. So these are gonna be my breadcrumbs that go on the top of the bread pudding. And you can do all of your crusts and just save those for later. That's another trick I do sometimes, is just keep some breadcrumbs available in the freezer for another recipe. All right, so let's put these to the side. So we're gonna save those for later. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is just cube up my bread. And we're using the entire loaf of bread for this amazing rum raisin bread pudding. Toss those into a bowl. Just keep cubing that up. And it doesn't have to be a perfect cube because personally I like my bread pudding a little bit lumpy and misshapen. Just all the better for all the great ingredients, the sweet coconut milk to plump up. Okay. There we go. Perfect. All right, so it's all cubed up. Sometimes you get a few little crusts in there. Let's check it out, make sure we don't have any extra crusts. Okay. So now I'm gonna add my coconut milk and my regular milk. So we have a cup of coconut milk, and you can just find this in your typical supermarket. And now I'm gonna add a cup of regular milk. Milk is in. And just give that a little toss just to kind of make sure all the bread crumbs are saturated. Perfect. And I'm just gonna set that aside for a few minutes while we work on the rest of our sauce. All right, so next up, you're gonna take another mixing bowl, and I'm gonna do 2 eggs. And then we're also gonna take a 3/4 cup of sugar, about half a teaspoon of vanilla. All right, I'm gonna measure that out. We got a little extra vanilla in there, but that's okay. I like my bread pudding nice and rich. All right, pinch of salt, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, just kind of estimate, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. That's just like a little pinch. Okay. Now I'm gonna whisk that all up. I love that vanilla smell. It's a key ingredient to the bread pudding. Okay. Now, I'm gonna put it all together. So we got our wet ingredients, and we're gonna take that over. It's got that last little bit. And now we throw in our rum raisins, which have been soaking for a few minutes. And you just want to throw all that rum in there too. I mean, why waste it? Okay. Now give it a good mix. And you just got to get in there with your hands. You don't want to break up the breadcrumbs too much, but just try to get it nice and saturated. Mix around. Perfect. Time to go in the oven. Okay. So today I'm gonna be using just a regular 9 by 13 inch baking pan. And you can use something like this or a little bit smaller for your bread pudding. Make sure to grease it. Cooking spray is a great way to save a few calories instead of using butter. All right, I think that'll do it. So we got our pan ready. Now it's time to get it ready to go in the oven. So just take my mixture, pour it into the pan. Just kind of spread it around. Perfect. Sometimes the raisins need to be a little redistributed. I like an even raisin in my bread pudding. So let me move some of them around. Perfect. Okay. And then the final touch is the bread crumbs that are going to go on top and give it a nice toasty brown color. So let's get some of those. We're using about 3 tablespoons of the breadcrumbs. The other ones can go in the freezer for later. Okay, one more. Perfect. All right, that's it. Time to go in the oven. All right, we're gonna leave that in there for about 45 minutes, and when we come back, we're gonna get started on our coconut rice and curry shrimp. Next up is my delicious Jamaican curry shrimp and long grain coconut rice. I just took the bread pudding out of the oven and it looks amazing. And now I'm gonna get started on the delicious coconut rice. So today I'm just gonna be using a basic, regular long grain rice. And I'm gonna add 2 cups to my pan. Need a little more there. It's okay to estimate with rice. Then we're gonna add 1.5 cups of water. And then finally, the secret ingredient is gonna be the coconut milk. And for this, I'm just using my leftover from the bread pudding. And the coconut milk is a key ingredient to add that cooling, sweet flavor that's gonna be a great complement to our spicy curry shrimp. Finally, a little bit of salt, just to give it a little seasoning. Let's give it a stir. Now we're gonna bring it to a boil, then we're gonna cover and let it sit for about 15 minutes, but before then, let's get started on marinating our shrimp. My shrimp is thawing in the fridge, and I just got this great wild-caught shrimp from the grocery store, which is a really easy thing to do. You can just grab it frozen and then thaw it out whenever you're ready. So usually it takes about 10 hours to thaw overnight. Now, when it's done, sometimes it's still a little frozen, sometimes it's got a little icky stuff on it, so I just like to give it a quick rinse, just to get all that ickiness off the top. Perfect. Now these look amazing. Okay, now it's time to season. So I'm using a medium-sized shrimp, which is perfect for this dish. You can use a little bit of a smaller shrimp too, just depending on what you find at your local grocery store. So now we're gonna add a little bit of salt. Always great to season your meat or shrimp or fish before you do it. And a little bit of pepper. Now finally, the curry. Smells so good. It reminds me of when my dad used to make this dish for us growing up. It just kind of takes me back to my childhood. We got about a teaspoon of curry that's going onto the shrimp. Curry's in. Now it's time to get our hands dirty. And don't be afraid to get in there. You gotta get it all mixed around. Make sure it's kind of patted into the shrimp because that's gonna give you that really great flavor. Now, we're gonna let this sit for a few minutes, then we're gonna come back, check on our rice, and get started on cooking that delicious curry shrimp. Don't go away. What is the national dish of Jamaica? Is it A, rice and peas, B, chicken and dumplings, or C, ackee and saltfish? The answer when we come back. What is the national dish of Jamaica? Is it A, rice and peas, B, chicken and dumplings, or C, ackee and saltfish? The answer is C, ackee and saltfish. And that's today's fun fact. Just picking on my rice and it looks perfect. So now we're gonna start burning the curry. Now, don't be afraid. That is just an expression, a term of art, if you will, for the Jamaican style of pouring that curry in the pan and bringing out those sizzling flavors. So we got about 3 tablespoons of curry going in the pan here. And after you pour it in the pan, you gotta keep it moving constantly because, well, you really can burn the curry and we don't wanna do that. So, smell those delicious flavors, the pimento, all of those spices. It's gonna be so great on our shrimp. All right, so now that that's been sizzling for about 30 seconds, we're gonna come over and grab our extra veggies. First thing going in the pan is my peppers. So I got green peppers and red peppers that I've just chopped up. Sometimes I make my peppers, the green peppers a little more julienne. Gives them a little extra look to it. And then we're also gonna add some onions. 1 small onion chopped. Okay, then we got 1 scallion. Which we've just chopped up. And you can use the entire scallion, not just the light color part. You can take it all the way to the end, the full green scallion. And then we have 3 cloves of garlic minced. You always want to add the garlic towards the end of your veggies because garlic can burn really easily. Okay. And just keep stirring until the vegetables all kind of soften. Oh, it smells so good. Delicious. Now to start giving this that saucy goodness, we're gonna give a little bit of tomato paste. We got 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. going in our pan. I'm just mixing it around to help melt that tomato paste and start our sauce. Look at those gorgeous colors. I love a curry that's got amazing colors going on. The greens and the reds and that fantastic kind of golden curry color. It smells so good too. Okay. Now to finish our sauce, we're gonna add a cup of water. This kind of helps bring it all together. Okay. You can even start to see it kind of gel into a sauce a little bit. It looks kind of cool. Now our vegetables are softening, and finally it's time to add the shrimp. We're just going to stir our shrimp around with it on this medium-high heat still. So now we're going to cover our shrimp, turn it down to low, and get a nice simmer going for about 5 minutes until those shrimp are perfectly pink. Now in the meantime, I'm going to get started on my simple avocado salad. We'll see you after the break. Now it's time for my fresh avocado salad. So our bread pudding is done and our curry is just about finished. Now I'm getting started on our avocado salad, which is a great complement to the meal. So the first thing I did is just shred a little bit of lettuce. We want a couple of cups of lettuce. And I'm using a romaine today because I think that gives it a nice crisp freshness. Now when I do a salad, I like to build the salad kind of already on the plate that it's going to be on, because then you don't have to really fuss with a lot of stuff. So let's just spread a nice bed of green romaine lettuce onto the plate. And now I'm going to move on to the avocado. Now in Jamaica, avocado is known as a pear. So we could either call this a pear salad or we could call it an avocado salad. And these are such a delicious, delicious fruit. Technically, it's a fruit. Just do a few little vertical slices, and then with your spoon, very delicately, you can kind of scoop them out. I'm going to come over and put them in a bowl to give them a little bit of seasoning where they go on our salad. Beautiful. There we go. Okay, let's do one more avocado. So I got my avocado in my bowl, and now I'm going to season it up. Let's give it a little bit of lime juice. I'm going to use about half the juice of our lime, and that's going to help it not oxidize as well as give it some great flavor. Okay, there's a little lime juice. Also want to give it a little bit of salt. Avocados, give it a little generous amount of salt. Just kind of lightly, delicately move that around. Now we're going to let that sit while we work on our tomatoes and our onion. And this is a really simple green salad that goes with a variety of dishes. I'm just going to cut our tomatoes into quarters. You can use as many as you like. I'm probably going to use maybe 3 or 4. Just the rich red color gives it a great pop. Okay, perfect. And you can just build that right on top of your bed of lettuce. It's the easy way to do salad. Okay, maybe one more, just for that extra color. These are beautiful, gorgeous cherry tomato. Looks delicious. Okay. And now we're gonna give it a little onion as well, and I'm using just a plain Vidalia onion today. You can use red onion too if you want to give it a little more color, but this one looks good at the farmer's market, so we're going to go with this one. Now I'm just going to add a few quick slices of onion, and I'm just going to take these and put them right onto my salad in process, just to kind of give them that nice bite of onion on there. maybe 1 or 2 more. Perfect. Now it's time to arrange my avocado right on top of the salad. Now I've got everything all in my salad, and finally we gotta give it a little extra seasoning. So we're gonna come back, give it a squeeze of our leftover lime. Let's just get that ready to go. Okay. Give it one final squeeze of lime. Yum. It smells so good. Oh God. Lime is delicious. Give it a little pepper, a little bit more salt, and then finally, just a drizzle, a teeny little drizzle of olive oil, just to kind of help bring those flavors together. And that's it. Our beautiful avocado salad is done. And when we come back, we're gonna finish up a sauce for the bread pudding, and then finally, we get to eat all of this delicious Jamaican goodness. I'm putting the finishing touches on our amazing Jamaican-inspired meal. If you remember, earlier we made a delicious bread pudding, and now we're gonna make a sauce to take that over the top. So first thing into the pan is a whole stick of butter. Then we're gonna add a little bit of water, some of that delicious dark rum from our cupboard, and finally, not too shabby amount of dark brown sugar. So let's just put it this way. This is not your low-calorie sauce, but it makes a delicious, delicious topping for the bread pudding. All right, so we're gonna give that some heat. And this is gonna all need to melt and come together. Now we are working with alcohol here, so you wanna keep an eye on it. But in the meantime, I am gonna give our shrimp its final seasonings. Ooh, look at that. It really has come together nicely with all those beautiful colors, the green and the red. Give it a taste. Gotta season it a little bit. We'll give it a little extra salt. A little extra salt. And a little extra pepper. Now, today we went for the not super spicy variety. Often you could use a traditional Jamaican hot pepper, which is called the Scotch bonnet. Now this pepper is literally 1,000 times hotter than a habanero, so if you want it super spicy, do a little slice of Scotch bonnet when you're heating up the curry. We'll save that one for next time. Let's just check on our final rice. Coconut rice. It's looking amazing. Give that a little taste too. Oh, so good. All right, it's time to eat, guys. We're ready to eat our Jamaican-inspired meal. We have a delicious avocado salad, a not-so-spicy curry, and an amazing rum raisin bread pudding. Let's give it a taste. First, the salad. Great little cherry tomato. It's refreshing and clean flavors. So good. Perfectly ripe avocado. A little bit of salt. It's perfect. Now for the main course, a little bit of curry and shrimp. So good. Really taste those spices. Wonderful, juicy peppers, onions, the garlic really gives it that zing. So delicious. And finally, my favorite, because I do have that Jamaican sweet tooth, bread pudding. Look at those rich, plump raisins. Oh my gosh, heavenly. That dark rum really gives it a kick. Well, thanks so much for joining us. For more Caribbean-inspired recipes, visit us at watchacookintv.com. I gotta have a little more of this.